Okay, so just to reiterate for those who have joined us on the Zoom recording, this is an opportunity for us to speak with Jane Loewy, who works at Salus Fatigue Foundation. And we're very, very supportive of everything that Salus does to support its members who are sometimes going through pretty difficult times with chronic fatigue and other fatigue-related conditions. It is significant to us personally because we also work and collaborate with Salus Fatigue Foundation, and very, very grateful to do so. So it's great to welcome you, Jane.
Yep.
Thank you for inviting me. Sorry to speak over you. Thank you for inviting me, and yeah, thank you for all that you do, bringing your knowledge and expertise to the beneficiaries that we work with.
Great. I think it'd be best if you explain to us fully what Salus is and how it got going in this hopefully relatively short interview. We're aiming to make these 10 to 20 minutes, so you haven't got too long to explain.
So Salus Fatigue Foundation was established in 2009 by Linda Jones, who had gone through her own experience of having chronic fatigue syndrome, been diagnosed, and then kind of GPs, they try their best, but it's kind of like, well, it's over to you. And if you do not know where to start. So she set it up from her front room and it developed and grew. So we've been going for over 13 years. Salus, interestingly, is the Greek and Roman goddess of health and well-being. So quite a nice reason for having that as the name for the charity. So it's a charity, it's a non-for-profit organisation, and it helps people who've been affected by fatigue, be it from long COVID, from post-viral syndrome, from post-cancer treatment that leaves people extremely fatigued. And we're not talking about those people who go, oh, I feel a bit like you, I had a hard day yesterday. It's not that sort of fatigue. It's the unrefreshing sleep, it's that brain fog, it's the digestive disorders, the widespread body pain, it's all of that. So we offer help, we offer support, we offer that opportunity for peer-to-peer interaction, and we offer educational workshops and awareness. And we've been asked to speak for different larger organisations, from local city councils, people wanting to have a greater understanding of what fatigue is, some of the symptoms, what to recognise in their workforce, and how they can help and support. So we offer individuals and we offer organisations the help and support to inspire people affected by fatigue to live happier and healthier lives.
Fantastic. So Jane, how is it that you personally got involved with Salus Fatigue Foundation?
In 2016, I was, in theory, a fit, active PE teacher, but one of the students kept saying, oh, miss, you're not doing very well, are you? I was struggling to put out the trampoline. I was being driven home because I kept collapsing in school, and I didn't know what was wrong with me. And there'd been something wrong on and off for a while. And after blood tests, after process of elimination, going down the sort of rheumatology route, it was sort of diagnosed as fibromyalgia, and therefore a trip to the GP sort of said, this is what it looks like it is. These are some of the things that you can do to help. But the lady who's just been in before you, she goes to somewhere called Salus Fatigue Foundation. Maybe you ought to try that. And I was trying to return to work on a phased return. So I was willing and happy to accept any help and any intervention. So I attended a nutrition workshop, and I already know a fair amount of nutrition from people like yourselves. And I wanted to kind of match up and compare. And I thought, yeah, what is being spoken about makes total sense. And then I thought, well, if they're good at their nutrition, which I understand and I agree with, maybe some other areas make a bit of sense, because there was a bit of resistance possibly in me thinking I've got a mountain to climb. I've gone from being a runner and a mum and a PE teacher and someone cycling 20 miles round trip to not being able to move. I couldn't walk down the path to, get to the car. I couldn't climb up the stairs sometimes. So I thought it's a big mountain to climb, but I've got to put my trust and faith in people who have been there and got the t-shirt literally. And so I started looking at movement and the mind, as well as nutrition, and all of those pieces of the jigsaw made sense to me. So I went there as a beneficiary, and I took on board the health and advice from the team members who have got their own lived experience. and the health practitioners, nutritionists, mindfulness practitioners, hypnotherapists. So we looked at the mind, the body, we looked at all areas of you from a holistic point of view.
And what has it actually meant to you to have had contact with Salus? What has it meant to you personally?
Well, first of all, I went there and helped out a little bit because I got a little bit better. And after I got a little bit better, they said, do you fancy a small job? And the small job, which I thought, yeah, I can make cups of tea for people, and I can, and then it became a bit of admin. So there was a bit of confidence from the workplace, but there was also that gentle and slow building. And I learned to not necessarily put lots of expectations on myself. And I learned that your pacing, the pacing that works for you is right. I learned to say no a little bit more, or to realize that there were some things that didn't suit me anymore, and that's fine. That I'm not necessarily going to be all of that person that I was before. And I learned to be a little bit kinder to myself, because I would be quite a hard taskmaster, and, you know, looking in the mirror and thinking, oh, you're rubbish, you're not great, you need to do more. So a little bit of sort of how the mind affects the body, and the words that you use, even your self-talk, can actually impact on you at a cellular level and cause exhaustion. If you've got great conflict in your body, it's not much help. So Salus mentioned taking on board one piece of advice. Not everything that they mention can be absorbed, especially if you've got brain fog, but take on board one little piece of advice. So bit by bit, I took another step forwards, metaphorically and physically. And I think one of the things that, you know, I'm quite pleased that I now walk an average of sort of 3, 4, 5 miles a day. I'm back to, now open water swimming, which I absolutely love. It's quite good from an immune system and an inflammatory and a pain point of view, as well as just being fantastic, going around with all those swimming women and the blue tits and all of these different groups swimming in all sorts of open water, which is great. Just love it. The interaction with other women and men, obviously. I'm not being gender specific here, but yeah, interacting with other people that love it and get an awful lot from it is great. I'm also helping at the Commonwealth Games. I'm going to be one of their sports massage practitioners, because it's in Birmingham, which is where I'm based. So I'm really grateful that I've been able to do some of my holistic work, my Indian head massage and my peer massage and my little bits of meditation and things that I've trained in or I've practiced and qualified. I've been able to help others. So as a beneficiary, I've been able to engage with other people, and it's really rewarding, actually, to sort of see the interaction, or to read the comments, or to hear what people say about how they felt at the start, maybe of a support group or a workshop, and how they felt at the end as well. And that's what we all do. All of the health practitioners all have a great role to play there.
I think it's pretty evident, Jane, how much it means to you working with Salus and at Salus. What's the latest? What's going on? What's on the horizon for Salus?
Well, we would absolutely love, because at the moment we're working with a lot of neighbourhood network schemes currently throughout Birmingham, but it's each little individual funding and each little individual approach. And we'd love to look at sort of being commissioned from a county council point of view here, and then to start rolling out. We're, as I say, we're sort of UK based predominantly, but we do help and support others further afield from that. We've got an interesting workshop that we'll be delivering in September for Macmillan, the cancer charity, and it's through Leicester University Hospitals, because a lot of people who have cancer treatments and, you know, wonderful stories and recovery there, but they're left often with debilitating fatigue, and the support staff are realizing that, you know, it's great that, you know, cancer is in remission, or you know, it's no longer a problem, but the debilitating fatigue is a real issue that's been left. So we're helping there, which is really good that they're acknowledging that, you know, we have our 13, 14 years of experience of working with fatigue. We're putting together a monthly walk. So we're going to try in a few parks to do walks, and then hope that will be lovely if that's something that we're able to roll out, because that engagement with nature is something that we know. And that's something else. The guest speakers, we've had some fantastic guest speakers, and we've had Mark Moss, Professor Mark Moss, who has done loads of research into rosemary oil and the mind, memory, etc. And Rachel Andrews, who's everyday athlete Rachel, who does open water swimming. We've had Dr. Erica and Dr. Linda from Afternoon Tea with the Doctors. So we've got some great guest speakers, and I'm trying to find a guest speaker at the moment who is able to talk about the science behind nature and the benefits of walking in nature and the fungal spores and our own biospheres and everything. So yeah, that's one of the next things to do as well.
Excellent. Okay, so if anybody is interested in finding out more, what's the best way of contacting Salus?
We have a website, www.salus.org.uk. And we have our Facebook page. We've got an open Facebook page, but you can come along for peer support and some interaction with our health practitioners. And that's Salus Fatigue Foundation. And that's our Facebook page. And then info@salus.org.uk is our email address.
Great. Is there anything else that you feel you've not covered yet that you want to say before we bring this to a close? Well,
if there are any guest speakers, there are any people that think that they might have something to bring that would love to do sort of a 20-minute chat for our beneficiaries. On Wednesday evening, next week, we're doing something about sugar and spice, and looking at maybe avoiding sugar and going down how fancy our spices are. Anyone who's got any ideas that we could bring to that, or during the daytime on a Tuesday or a Thursday, normally a half-hour little chat with our beneficiaries that's recorded for those people who are too snoozy to stay awake during things and need reminders from a brain fog point of view. But thank you very much for letting me come and speak to you all and spend some time with you in Berlin.
Yeah. It's nice to give Salus a little bit of a promotion as well, to let people know what's going on there, because we think you're doing such great work, and we love working with you, and it's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you, Jane.
Thank you very much.
I'll just stop the recording.
And then we'll hop over to Facebook and bring that to a close.